the same structure, but it's a totally different feel. Procedures, walking through the building with mask on, and I feel like the organization's done a great job of setting us up to be safe. But yeah, it's a totally different feel that at first we had to adjust to, and now a couple of days in, it's just a matter of, okay, we've seen the changes, we know what they are. How do we handle them and still do our jobs to the best of our abilities?
Jim Wyatt.
Ryan, appreciate your time. Just hoping you can reflect maybe back to this time last year. You were just starting with a new team, had a completely different role now. Fast forward to where you are now, leader of this football team, new contract, going to be here a while. Just how excited are you to start camp this year? And is it crazy to think about how much has transpired in the last year?
Yeah, it's kind of wild, how much things have changed in a year. But I'm really excited about the opportunity that we have as a team. Really excited about the guys that we have in this locker room, and like I said, the opportunity we have in front of us. It's a new year, but bringing back a lot of familiar faces. So I'm excited to hopefully take a next step as a group here in 2020.
And what are you doing now? I mean, what's the first start? What's the camp start look like for you right now compared to previous years?
I mean, X's and O's wise, it's getting back into it. Your day one install. Being a little different that we're not going out and practicing. You normally in camp you have a day of conditioning, and then conditioning test. And the next day you're in helmets and you're practicing. So obviously a little slower start physically for us, but we're jumping in mentally in the meetings, in walkthroughs, making sure that everyone's on top of the details, and that way when we do go full speed, we'll be able to do it fast and do it effectively.
Teron.
Ryan, as far as the difference between last year and this year from a personnel standpoint, you and your familiarity with a lot of the guys, how much has that helped you, and how much do you see that help you this upcoming season?
Well, it's huge. Anytime you have continuity from year to year, it helps a lot. The league, your team usually changes a whole lot from year to year, and we do have change. But like I said, bringing back a lot of familiar faces is a good thing. We're jumping back into the same offense with some minor adjustments, and really able to lock in on smaller details that we never got to last year. We're able to fine tune things to a point that we weren't able to push things last year. So if we can do that throughout the season and keep pushing forward, it's only going to help us. We have a ton of banked reps with the guys that are going to be lining up, and when you have that familiarity, the comfortability with the guy that's beside you, the guy you're throwing to, the guy who's handing you the ball, then hopefully it helps you.
And if you look at all the top quarterbacks across the league, usually there's an outstanding play caller that's tagged with them. You and Arthur Smith, you guys have obviously been on the same page. You've commented on that before. But how much better can that get this year with you having that continuity and that year together tucked away?
Yeah, it's huge. Just like, players get better over time with each other, play callers and quarterbacks, it works the same way. So, excited about Art and his second year calling the offense, and just the growth that we've had over the spring, just over Zoom. We're able to do a lot of things. I feel like really grow as an offense, even though we weren't physically together. So, if we can keep doing that, keep pushing the envelope forward here as we head into training camp and the season, and it's going to really help us out a lot.
Eric?
Hey, Ryan. I was just curious about your relationship with Logan Woodside. Have you taken on any kind of mentorship role at all there, just with him, a young quarterback looking to cement a role for himself with the team?
Yeah, no doubt. I feel like I like quarterback rooms to be close. You spend a lot of time together over the course of a season, throughout meetings, practice, walkthroughs. I mean, you're pretty much around each other all day, every day. So it's great whenever you can have a relationship and really get along. And Logan and I have gotten along great since I came in last year. I've always tried to. Is that Vrabel out here? I've always tried to help the young guys as much as I can, just because we're all on the same team. We're all in this thing together. So if I can impart some knowledge that I've learned along the way and help a younger guy, then I'm going to try to do that. And there's things that Logan has helped me with. I mean, it works both ways. Logan's watching a ton of tape during season, and and it was really another set of eyes for me throughout the season last year. So yeah, it's part of helping each other out is it works both ways.
John Glennon.
Hey, Ryan. Question for you. Obviously, you had tremendous numbers in a number of different categories last year, career best in different categories, which I guess might lead to some naysayers saying, it couldn't happen again. He's due for a fallback. Wondering if you hear those kind of things and sort of what your response is, and do you think you're capable of putting up similar types of numbers, in a number of different categories as you did last year?
Yeah, I mean, I only really hear about it when I get asked about it in situations like this. I don't do a whole lot of reading or spend much time on social media, anything like that. So, to really answer your question, my process doesn't change. How I go about getting ready for a season, getting ready for a football game, how I work in practice and prepare, that process doesn't change. So I'm doing everything I can to play the best football I can. And, whatever happens after that happens. But, I'm excited, like I said, about the opportunity to have and the guys that we have on this football team. And I feel like, we have a lot of things working for us, and it can really be a good year for us.
Paul Kaharski.
Good to see you, Ryan. I know he wouldn't even be in the building had he reported on time, but you're the veteran leader of this team now, and the newest, biggest veteran acquisition disappeared for a couple of days and now told the GM he'll report soon. Vrabel told us the other day you can't avoid distractions, you can only kind of manage them. How do you guys manage something like Vic Beasley being on his own time schedule?
Well, I mean, honestly, I didn't find out about it until yesterday. I'm not sure when the whole process started, but found out about it yesterday. And yeah, I'm aware of it, but it doesn't affect our day-to-day here in the facility. Like I said, he wouldn't even be here at this point. And we can't let it affect what happens in this building. We still have to take care of the work that we need to get done while we're here. And once those guys come in, he'll be a few days behind, or I'm not sure when he's going to come. But if he wants to be here, then yeah, we want him here. And once he's here, hopefully he's all in and jumps on board with us.
There's some potential for quarterback rooms around the league. There's been a lot of discussion about a guy being quarantined or separated. Have you given any thought to the idea that ultimately you guys might have somebody who's not in the room, or what happens if you get it or Logan gets it, and the need to have some kind of system there that protects the most important position?
Yeah, I've heard of it, thought of it briefly. But until I'm told that's what we're doing, I'm not going to put a whole lot of time and thought into the what ifs. So yeah, we'll see what the organization wants to do there. But at this point in time, we're not doing that. So we're working together and just trying to get better.
Luke.
Hey, Ryan, I just wanted to ask, based on your current understanding of what practice restrictions may look like, what do you see as being the biggest challenge for you and the team during camp, and how do you overcome that?
I'm not sure in practice. I haven't been through one yet, so it's tough to really say. But just meeting wise, we're so spaced out that it can feel like you're not all in the same room together, even more than a Zoom, even though you are sitting in the same room. You're spaced out, in the bubble, and a lot of room in between guys. Got microphones so that we can hear the speaker or the installer, whether it's Vrabel or Art. So it's different, but we're working through those things, just finding out what works best for us, and a learning aspect of how we can translate something from the whiteboard onto the football field. So yeah, there's going to be some changes and some adjustments that are being made due to the restrictions, but it's a matter of how do we take what we have to do and best use it to work for us.
And how much of all of this do you expect to maybe be a learning process as you go along, finding out what works, what doesn't, and rolling with the punches?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of fluidity. I feel like, throughout this year, who knows if restrictions change or something in the middle of the year, we don't know. Or if, somebody gets it, somebody has to be quarantined, stuff like that. So, our quarterback coach, Pat O'Hare, he told me just be ready to adapt and adjust all year. And that's what we're doing, is taking it day by day, do the best you can with each day. And if something changes, just be ready to adapt and adjust.
Corey Curtis.
Hey, Ryan, welcome back to town.
Thank you.
How much of a cautionary tale are the Miami Marlins, and how much does the leadership group on this team have to emphasize that this is kind of on you guys to handle yourselves the right way to stay on the field?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we have all these protections and precautions that we're a part of here in the facility. But at the end of the day, when you leave the building, you're on your own time and you can do what you want. So it's going to be a matter of guys taking it upon themselves to be conscious, be really thoughtful about what they do with their time and how they spend it, where they go, people around. Are you wearing a mask? Are you staying distant? And yeah, it's on the leaders to kind of set the tone for the football team. But at the end of the day, each man has to kind of make that decision, and there's going to be sacrifice, right? I mean, we're living in a little bit different world than we were a year ago. So if we want to be successful this season, we want to make it through the whole year, there's going to be some sacrifice, on the outside that has to take place. So you're not going to be able to have, a bunch of people come stay at your house. You don't know where everyone's been, or go to a bar or a place where there's a bunch of people in close proximity. So yeah, it's going to take sacrifice from every man on this football team, and hopefully we can buy in together and get it done.
And do you feel safe in the building every day?
I do. I feel safe. We're very clear, all the markings around the building. Everyone's wearing a mask. Very clear on the expectations of staying apart. We wear the trackers, make sure we're 6 feet apart. So there's a ton of precautions around the building, and I definitely feel safe here.
Chris Harris.
Hey, Ryan, how are you, sir?
I'm great.
Good. Kind of along those lines, you feel safe now that the amount of people that are there and you're in contact with is limited. In about 2 weeks or so, when everyone's back on the field and you're all out there sweating and whatever together, does that present a whole different animal as far as a level of safety and concern for you?
Yeah, it definitely, is a different feel. When you think about being on a football field together, sweating and blocking and tackling each other, and I'm not sure what all the on-field precautions are, but it's football. So at some point you're going to be in close proximity, breathing on each other and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a bridge that we're going to have to cross and navigate, as it comes up. It's definitely another level than what we're experiencing now, just being in the building and, being able to wear a mask and stay apart. So yeah, I think we're going to have to figure out what works best and how do we prepare ourselves and get done what we need to while, being conscious and safe at the same time.
And then given that is you basically will have a month together on the field before the first actual game with no preseason games. Is that going to be enough time, do you believe, to be game ready come week 1?
Yeah, it'll be a little bit different. Obviously no preseason games. It'll be new for everybody, but I feel like, yeah, it's enough time to really get done what we need to get done. Our practices are a lot of times just as intense as a preseason game. So, excited about the work that we have in front of us and the opportunity. So just a matter of guys taking it day by day and getting the most out of each day.
Terry McCormick.
Terry?
I'm here. There we go. Ryan, back to Logan Woodside a little bit. Obviously, there's no substitute for experience, but with him being a guy who's bounced around, been around a couple of years, but hasn't yet appeared in an NFL game, and with no preseason this year, what are some of the things that you can do and to maybe help him to understand what goes into playing quarterback in an actual NFL game as he prepares to be your backup?
Yeah, so I mean, he was here. He was here last year. You know, he saw the way I prepared. We spent a lot of time together. You know, going through film study, going through, you know, how we work in practice, what we're working through, what we're working on, why we're working on things. So he's very inquisitive last year. Asked a lot of great questions, and I feel like grew a lot, even though he wasn't out there practicing with us. You know, with him being on IR. So you know, he wasn't on the field, but I feel like he really got a lot out of last year, and so far he's carrying that into 2020.
Buck.
Hey, Ryan. Drew Brees was talking yesterday or a couple days ago about habits he'll have to change that have been a part of his routine. Every time he takes a snap, in essence, he licks his hand so he gets a little more tackiness, a little better grip on the ball. Stuff like that, obviously going to have to be adjusted. Do you have any habits like that that are so ingrained into your pre-snap or game day process that you're going to have to adjust?
Yeah, I'll occasionally lick my fingers. You know, not as often as Drew does, but I do it, you know, periodically throughout the game. So gonna have to adjust that as well.
John Burton.
Hey Ryan, how you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Just curious to know what your expectations might be for AJ Brown in year 2. It seemed like you guys really got some good chemistry going, and it seems like you know, this guy could be a superstar in the making. You don't want to get too far ahead. Just curious what your thoughts on AJ Brown is and what your expectations might be for.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to call him a teammate. You know, he's a guy who is extremely talented. We saw that last year. Coming into year 2, he's hungry. He's excited about the opportunity we have. He's worked extremely hard this offseason, and you know, just having him here in the building has been great the last few days. As we're able to talk through some things and on the field and really detail some things as well. So he's running really well right now, and excited to see what he does this year.
Johnny Franks.
Good afternoon, Ryan. Last year, the mindset of the team was finding a way to going from good to great. As far as 2020 is concerned, what does great mean to you? And as a leader, how you help the team get there?
Yeah, it's taking the next step. You know, I feel like obviously if you're going purely on our goals, you know, last year we came up 2 wins shy of what our ultimate goal is. You know, every year you set out to win the division and ultimately win a Super Bowl. You know, that's why we put in all the work that we do is to win. So, you know, obviously that's the ultimate goal, but you can't think about that. You know, you think about the daily process of what you need to accomplish and taking the next step in the offense. Our defense will take the next step in the defense, and you know, just doing a better job more consistently throughout the whole year. You know, last year got off to a slow start. It took a while to find our stride. You know, we need to come off to a little bit better start this year and be able to not have to back ourselves down into a corner so to fight out. You know, it'd be nice to come out and play well early in the year.
Got a few more left. Kayla.
Hey Ryan, hope you're doing well. Just in the past couple of days, there's been a lot of big names who have decided to opt out of the season. You surprised by any of that? And was there any time or any point that you contemplated maybe, you know, going down that road?
No, I'm not too surprised. You know, obviously it's a big risk playing this game in a standard year, with just the mental and physical stress that it puts on you and opportunities to be injured. Then you add in something that could have long-term effects, and especially if people have any underlying conditions. So I'm not surprised by guys opting out. I personally didn't really give a whole lot of thought to it, just due to the fact that I have a healthy family and wife and kids, don't have any underlying issues that should make them at a higher risk. So wasn't really on my plate, but I really don't fault guys for, you know, thinking about, you know, not only their health, but their family's health as well.
A couple follow-up questions and then we'll get out of here. John Glennon.
Yeah, Ryan, I know you touched on Logan Woodside a little bit, but as far as the football player himself, what do you like about him? What strengths does he bring, and what makes him what appears to be a viable candidate for the number 2 for you guys?
Yeah, he loves the game. He loves preparing. He loves everything about it. And I love playing with guys like that who enjoy playing the game, enjoy the grind, the daily grind, the preparation, the hard work. He's been a guy like that since day one. He's accurate. He can make all the throws, and I feel like mentally he's mastering this offense just from being in it for a few years now. So I feel like he has all the tools needed. It's just a matter of going out and making it happen.
Jim Wyatt.
Ryan, got 2 in the running back room for you. I know you were really, supportive of Derek and wanting to see him get a new deal. How happy were you that worked out, and what'd you say to him?
Yeah, I was really excited. Like I said before, I thought, he deserved it, and was really happy for him to finally get signed on. So yeah, congratulated him, and excited to have him back not only for this year but for years to come.
And have you spent much time or conversation with Darrington Evans, and how excited are you to see maybe what he can bring to the offense in his role?
Yeah, I'm really excited about Darrington. I was able to throw with him down in Florida several times over the off season, and obviously he's been here as well. So just a talented guy. He's very explosive, very fast, great at catching the football, really natural. When you see a running back catch the ball naturally, whether they're coming out of the backfield or split out wide, it definitely adds another element to the offense, and can give defenses a hard time. So really excited about having Darrington with us.
Last one for you, Teron.
Ryan is a guy who, was a bio major, at some point had aspirations of being an orthopedic surgeon. When you look at this ramp up period to get ready for actually playing in games, and for you having suffered a non-contact injury, how important is that ramp up period as far as, being able to, get ready to get going on game day?
It's huge. I'm really excited that and happy that we got this worked out where we could have the extended ramp up period. Just the fact of playing football is different. You can train, you can lift weights, you can run, but talk to any guy. Football shape is different. So just being able to work our way back into it a little bit, a little more slowly than a traditional training camp, I feel like is huge and is really going to help a lot of guys stay healthy, throughout the season.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. If everyone wants to stay on the line, we'll have Logan join us here probably at the top of the hour. If he gets in a little early, I'll let y'all know.